Text-to-speech is the future, particularly for those who really, truly cannot be bothered to go down and get their microphones to record these pre-podcast messages. If I, the creator of this show, cannot be bothered to do the minimal amount of effort to get this done professionally, I truly have no idea why I would expect others to do the effort of subscribing to my Patreon, and yet here we are. Subscribe at patreon.com/MatthewDonald for bonus content every month where we talk about pop culture featuring prehistoric animals. This month we will have 2 bonus episodes, that's right, 2. One about the Valley of Guanji, a classic stop-motion extravaganza featuring dinosaurs and cowboys, and the video game Ratchet and Clank, Tools of Destruction, which has a level with alien dinosaurs in it, which is pretty neat I reckon. The reason there's 2 this month is not because I was feeling generous, but because I couldn't release last month's in time. I'm truly a professional. Link is in the description for where you can sign up. Why do I do this?
Roar, growl, snarl, bellow. Welcome to Paleobites, the podcast that, like life in the Cambrian, is going to explode. My name is Matthew Donald, and each week I and a rotating series of guest co-hosts talk about and rate a genus of prehistoric animal, be it dinosaur, mammal, arthropod, and so on. This week, returning now for a limited time only, it's Lexi Ryan.
Me, Lexi.
Yes. How has Boston ever since you've left us and left the show?
It's pretty crabby.
Yeah.
Get it? Well, no, that's
it's
that joke
crabby.
That joke doesn't. I'm embarrassed. That joke works for Washington D.C. We're lobsters.
Yeah, it's true.
We're lobsters, baby.
And donuts.
Yeah. Lobsters, donuts, Boston cream pies, park the car.
Markets, the Boston markets.
Oh, I do suppose I haven't seen a single Boston market since I've been out there.
Well, that's just
But
every market in Boston, though, when you're in Boston.
Yeah, I go to Boston Market every day.
Yeah, no, exactly. So that's pretty cool. So
I will say one thing. I do love the fact that when you go there and you order chili on the menu, it's not green chili. It's like proper chili, like a Wendy's chili.
Interesting.
Like, well, you know, when
but
he
it's
says
like
chili,
green?
no, green chili is only really a thing on this side of the nation.
Oh, it probably makes sense. That sounds like something that New Mexico would come up with.
Exactly.
So
like when you order chili at a restaurant there, it's not smothered in green chili. It's like beans and beef and like tomato.
Like chili beans or
and
pinto
like,
beans, or something.
Yeah.
Well, not pinto beans. Again, that's more New Mexico.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Black beans.
It's chili. It's the chili.
Refried beans. String
That's why
beans,
I moved to
jelly beans
to be closer to the chili I prefer.
Yeah, that's the reason you moved. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but you're back for a bit.
Yes.
For 3, maybe 4 episodes.
Yeah.
So. That's pretty cool. It's always nice to see you. It's always nice to have you on the show. Your episodes tend to be, you and Laura Owsley's, your episodes tend to be the most popular. So
our name starts with an L.
I know.
That's what it is.
But my other friend, Lawrence Mack, no, his are pretty popular too. I guess the secret is like you gotta have an L name.
Yeah. It's gotta be great. You gotta love chili.
Lawrence does love chili. I don't know about Laura though.
She does. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she probably does. She just hasn't told me. Laura, if you're listening, let me know later. I think we're recording in a couple weeks.
Laura, you have to love chili.
Yeah. Chili's great, man.
Yeah, you have to.
Great on a snowy day.
Little sour cream.
Like my mom makes chili whenever it snows. Like, and we eat chili with the fire on and like watch.
I make chili once a month.
No, oh wow, that's.
Yeah, then I freeze it all. I would always have it in my freezer.
I like I say once. It's like is there a specific day on the month?
No,
like
it's
every day of the month on the 10th.
Time to make chili. I don't have any left in my freezer for when I'm craving it. Yeah,
it's pretty good. Okay, so dinosaur related question. If you could something, I'm trying to think of something chili related, but like
yeah, me too. I was like, what? That's the problem though, because the chili would be most likely an omnivore type of chili because they have.
That's true. So you couldn't feed it
to.
Well, no, most animals can eat a little bit beyond their diet. They just can't do it more than once.
You could make a no meat chili. But,
vegan chili.
No.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we got like there's omnivorous dinosaurs. You got like oviraptor or something. You know, oviraptor's the one with like
eating the eggs.
Yeah, the one eating the eggs, but they don't really eat eggs. But we thought they did. That's why it's called oviraptor.
That's why it's called that. Okay.
Yeah, but it was an omnivore, so you could feed it chili. But I don't know how that's a dinosaur. Like what kind of chili would you feed?
What kind of dinosaurs loved chili? Well, I'll tell you this: not the T-Rex. How would the T-Rex even eat chili? It doesn't have a proper tools.
No.
I mean, you'd have to shove his face in it.
Right.
And then slurp it down.
You'd have to give it like a big bowl and would just go reach down and go.
Yeah, so what kind of dinosaurs would like chili? Here's a question.
Yes.
What kind of dinosaur has a good old tongue for lapping up the chili?
Ooh! Perfect segue without even realizing it.
Oh, great.
Well, actually, we don't know that this one has a tongue, but it's a theory.
It
It's a
doesn't have
hypothesis.
obviously
It has a tongue, but it might have had a tongue like an anteater's. So
okay, it's a long one. Yeah.
So we're talking about Mononykus.
Perfect.
Wow,
the chili-loving dinosaur.
Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah, for sure. It liked bugs, though. Could you grind some bugs and put it?
No, I mean you don't even grind it. You just like, waiter, there's a fly in my soup. Leave it there.
Some people what's the fly doing in my soup? Backstroking. That's the old joke.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, this one would be. I'll have a chili. Extra flies, please. Maybe.
Insect meat is getting more and more accepted as it's.
I know this. Last year, when I was trying to look at other alternatives to baking, I didn't buy this, but I have had. I don't know if you've ever had a cricket.
I've had a cricket bar actually.
I think it tastes like sunflower seeds. If I'm being honest, it doesn't.
No,
taste,
it does.
It's like a little nutty. It's not gross or anything.
See, when I was eating the bar, I thought it tasted nutty, but I assumed that was just the bar rather than.
No,
I thought the cricket was just.
It's the cricket.
It's the cricket. Okay,
yeah.
I thought it was just like
I've had chocolate covered crickets. It tastes like a chocolate covered sunflower seed.
Oh wow!
And so last year I was looking at powders that you can substitute for flour. One of them was ground cricket. Although all of it had good rating, except for everyone was like, "This tastes like dirt. This tastes like dirt." And I was like, "I don't really want my cakes to taste like dirt."
I mean, you know what also tastes like dirt is coffee, and yet people love it.
Coffee doesn't taste like dirt. Coffee tastes like
from dirt.
Coffee tastes like so is cacao.
I guess that's true.
So is cacao.
So is literally every vegetable now that I think about it.
Well, they're both beans, you know.
So,
speaking of beans,
chili
and the chili-eating dinosaur.
Yeah, we're talking about Mononykus. It means single-clawed one.
Single-clawed.
Yeah. So, because this is brought up because I don't know if disturbed was the right word, but you were uncomfortably intrigued by the notion of T-Rex having 2 claws per hand.
I think that's
rather
a design
than 3.
flaw. Yeah.
Well, how about this one with 1?
Oh, I do remember this when you brought it up to me, and I said you're wrong, and then of course you're not wrong.
Yeah, of course I'm not wrong. When am I ever wrong about
Of
dinosaurs?
course I'm not wrong. I'm Matthew Donald.
The ship of foonery of thinking I could ever be wrong.
To just be like,
oh, I'm wrong.
No one can see what I'm doing, but I'm kind of
I see what you're doing. You're like kind of
using my like a peace sign, but like
with
digging.
The 2, although also you're holding them with them pointed downwards. We think they would actually be pointed like this,
pointed
sideways, like they're about to clap,
like peace signing each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, not ideal. So this guy we're talking about, say the name one more time.
Mononykus.
See,
mono, like monocle, like something with
like one.
Yeah.
Mono one.
Yeah, Nykus means claw. So.
Nykus means claw.
Like, have you ever heard of Deinonychus? Like the raptor, like one.
I know Dionysus, the god of wine.
That's pretty good.
But no.
What's his? Bacchus is his Roman counterpart.
Bacchus, yes.
So
Bacchus, the one-clawed god of wine.
Yeah.
How did he hold his goblet? Nobody knows.
He just hooked onto it and then just kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where'd we get into that? Okay. All right, but it is an alvarezsaurid, an unusual group of theropod dinosaurs that was an early diverging branch of the one that evolved into birds. So it's pretty closely related to the raptors, but not quite. Size, it's 3.5 to 4 feet long. 1 to 1.2 meters. Yeah.
The dinosaur?
Yeah. I guess it's little.
Oh, it's a tiny little guy.
Yeah. 7 to 8 pounds. 3.2 to 3.6 kilograms.
It's like a rabbit.
Yeah. I mean, also they were mammals are much denser than dinosaurs. So 4 feet, 8 pounds. That's pretty lightweight.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
are their bones hollow?
Yeah. That's one reason birds can fly so much. That's also why the big long neck dinosaurs aren't so heavy they can't walk.
And interestingly enough, it's like I'm a meat eater for sure, and I love eating bone marrow.
Yeah.
Like you can go to a fancy restaurant and get like a slice of like a bone down the middle, and you eat out the marrow, and it's like meat jelly. It's really good. A lot of people don't like it, but I like it. You can't do that with these guys. You can't do that with dinosaurs.
No, because it's
not these guys, because there's nothing in there.
No, exactly. They have a lot of, I don't know, cavities is the right word. Just kind of things that keep, make it more
like porous.
Things that became more open, and whole, holes. I don't know. It was a carnivore, but specifically an insectivore, feeding off ants and termites.
Which is why it would want a lot of flies in the chili.
Exactly.
Okay.
And why chili beans. I don't know if we can have the beans because it's a vegetable. I mean, I guess carnivores can eat.
You can do a bean-free chili. I mean, you're crazy, but yeah.
Well, also to be fair, like I said earlier, you can go outside the diet a bit.
Yeah.
Like
I think you said him gassy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is a theory I had. Speaking of gassy,
I'm loving how much you're laughing about this theory.
So I think plant-eating dinosaurs would have worse farts, but meat-eating dinosaurs would have worse burps.
Why?
Because the plant-eating dinosaurs would have to, in order to grind up their vegetables, it would create a lot of gas, I think.
Really? Interesting.
I think.
I have heard that plant eaters would have more, but less, what's a great way to say it?
Smelly?
Pungent? Yes.
Pungent.
Yes.
That's the technical, probably a more technical term for it.
That's for a podcast instead of, he has a more pungent flatulence.
Yeah. A very scientifically minded
yes.
podcast. More pungent flatulence.
Yes.
Man, that stinks. Smelly fart.
Yeah. We're scientists, man.
You. Remember, everyone never said
We
that.
talk about flatulence.
Yeah. I mean, hey. I think I might have said this before. I think I've said this to you before. But farts might be the way we find aliens.
I don't think we've talked about this because that's wild.
So,
elaborate.
If you we're getting to the point where we look at planets orbiting other stars and we can figure out the chemical composition of its atmosphere. If it has an atmosphere similar to Earth's, like with a lot of nitrogen and oxygen and whatever, but also has a little bit of methane, that's a good sign that there's life
some
there.
Farts over there.
There's some animals farting up
There's
there.
some flatulence up there. Yeah.
That could be the way we'd find that there'd be aliens.
Wow.
The farts could bring the universe
how do we know
together.
That it's not just a thing that makes methane.
Well, because that's what it has to be an atmosphere that's like Earth's normally.
Okay.
Because there are places like methane that aren't like Titan, which is one of Saturn's moons.
Yeah.
Has a lot of methane in its
Saturn's
atmosphere.
Planet,
It has liquid methane, the ocean. So.
Ooh, I've had liquid methane before after a bad night.
Oh God! Oh God!
Anyway, let's talk more about our.
On that
Mononykus.
unlovely note, it was described in 1993. Oh, it was found in Mongolia too. I don't know if I said that.
No.
Oh God, that's still ingrained in my head. Also, think about liquid methane is that it's really, 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 really cold. So if you're passing that,
I have had the coldest poop.
So cold.
The iciest.
It's like liquid
dookie.
nitrogen.
Oh my God. Let's move on before I
your
say
butt
more
cheeks
nonsense.
are just frozen and shatter like glass.
What a talent.
Sure, that's one way to put it. Pop culture appearances. The TV documentary Chased by Dinosaurs and Prehistoric Planet. And there are no living specimens, but a few appeared in the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom as taxidermy models of Lockwood Manor. Remember in Fallen Kingdom there was that big manor? I showed it to you once.
I have not.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so in Fallen Kingdom there was
Wait, what, is this a show?
This is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
This is.
When you say Fallen Kingdom, I didn't know what that was. So
Okay,
yes,
I might not have said Jurassic World.
No,
I might have just said Fallen Kingdom.
I've seen all of the things.
Okay, so there was that rich guy that
and
the
he
house.
had he had that daughter who was a clone.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, yes,
Spoiler.
Yes, of course. And then in his house there was like all those taxidermy. Well, not taxidermy, but they were like model dinosaurs.
Yes.
And so one of them was a Mononykus. So it didn't appear in the flesh in the movie. But
I'll have to rewatch that and look for it.
That one's my favorite of the new
weird
Jurassic World.
One-fingered hands. No, those are not the right words. One clawed.
One clawed wing sort of things.
Yeah.
I should look this up. Birds, you might think, how many fingers do modern birds have? You would think just one, right? Because it's all covered in feathers.
Know.
They have
you
3.
Have a bird. I was gonna say 3.
Yeah.
Or 4.
But
I was thinking about chickens.
Yeah.
Chickens walk around and they've got like 3 or 4 little.
Well, that's their feet. I'm talking about their wings.
Well, I don't know.
They have 3 in there too.
Chickens have wings. They just don't do anything with them.
Well, according to Chicken Run, they could build planes with them and
I don't know how factual that is.
So, since my co-host here reacted with such, I guess I say abject terror here, but that's not the right word, at the prospect of Tyrannosaurus only having 2 fingers.
It was this mind blowing.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
Okay, so this is one that has 1 finger though, so I thought I'd
even friggin' weirder.
Yeah, it's like so 1 uno singular. All the dinosaurs in this family had only 1 finger. They're called the alvarezsaurids. They're closely related to dromaeosaurs, but even more bird-like than their more famous cousins. Although they're still not related quite in the lineage that goes to birds, though. So
I just don't understand the point.
Okay,
get it?
Oh, you don't understand the point.
The point, 1 finger.
When you point, it generally means you're directing your attention to someone. That's how you understand the point.
So okay, I don't understand the point of 1 finger on these. How long ago did this thing?
It lived. Oh, wow! Wow! I completely did not put that into my notes here. I think it lived about. I mean, it lived in the Late Cretaceous. I think around like 75 to 65 million years ago. I don't know why.
Works for me.
I don't know
usually
what.
you say it like one of the beginning facts. So
I do,
wondering,
but I just completely skipped it here.
That's
Wow,
okay.
it's not even in my notes here. It's not even in my no. I mean, it shouldn't be. Hold on, because I just forgot to put it in because I'm a professional. I'm
a professional. Listen.
Yeah,
I know all the dinosaur things. So that tongue. We just watched.
That's hype. Yeah, I showed her a clip that I'm edited out from the Apple Plus documentary Prehistoric Planet.
But the tongue does seem, if to be believed, to be exactly like you said, like an anteater.
But again, that tongue is hypothetical. We obviously don't have a fossilized tongue.
So why would we assume that there is a tongue?
Because if you're using the little claws to poke into a termite nest, you had to reach in there and get them somehow.
Yeah, and the claws aren't going to do it. I mean, I can't believe, based on that rendering, how close it's saying that the claws would be to the actual animal. Like there's no kind of arms that the claws. It almost seems like that there's barely the tiniest little arms, like.
Right, and then like the feathers might disguise how long it is.
That's true.
Sort
we
of
didn't get to see it like extended.
Right, because like you've seen my cockatiel, right? And it looks like she has teeny tiny feet, and yet somehow they can stretch and scratch her head sometimes. So like reach around.
Dinosaurs are a weird
thing. So like, well, and also like if you look at flamingos, you might think, oh, their knees bend backward when you look at them, because
I haven't looked at it for a while, but I think I know what you mean.
But those aren't their knees. Those are their ankles. Their knees are hidden.
Ew.
Their knees are.
Their kneekles.
Their kneekles.
Their ankles are that high up.
Yeah, they're hidden in their feathers up there. So it means probably the leg could extend even longer if it needed.
No, thank you.
Most animals are walk on their toes rather than on their flat feet like we do.
Interesting.
Only a few animals. Called plantigrade when animals do walk on their plantigrade. Yeah,
that's what we are.
Yeah,
we have
bears are also plantigrade.
Are we that?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know the right grammar.
Yes, yeah. When we walk, I know you're not really a foot person.
We are plantigrades.
Yes. Again, I'm so sorry that I usually wear.
Yeah, it's fine. I told you, as long as you don't ask me to look at them or put them near me.
But you're going to have to look at them for this.
I know I'm not looking at them.
So you notice how like.
I'll look on my own foot.
Yeah, look at your own foot. So notice how like when you stand on it, your sole is on the ground.
Yeah.
So, but like most dinosaurs, it's up like this. That's why they tend to have a little toe that's poking down. I don't know if you've seen that in the Jurassic Park T-Rex, where there's like a little toe. That's
there's like a little doohickey going.
Yeah, that's like on the side.
Yeah.
That's kind of like their equivalent of a thumb, but on the toe. But it's on.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah. So.
What's wrong with me?
Wow. Oh, you thought feet is cute? Oh no. The name Mononykus, as we've said before, means single claw. And originally it was called Mononykus with a CH rather than a K.
Mononykus?
Mononykus. Well, think of the Greek. It's pronounced the same sort of way, like Chiron.
Well, I'm American, sir.
Well,
so I would.
You don't mention Dionysus earlier.
Chikis. That's true. Mononykus.
Mononykus.
Nachos.
Mono
nachos and chili.
Wow. This got derailed very quickly. But so originally it was called Mononykus. That was later. It was later renamed because when they named it, described it initially as Mononykus, they didn't realize that a beetle had already been given that name. And
did the beetle have one?
I don't know why the beetle was called that. I tried to Google Mononykus the beetle, and I can't find it. So
now this. The beetle, so they did stick with the name.
But they changed it to a K rather than a CH.
Interesting.
Because apparently that's allowed.
Okay.
Because like in taxonomy, only one animal can have...
That makes sense.
Yeah, the same gene designation, but like you can just rearrange the letters if you need to. Like, because sort of like how there are two types of dinosaurs. There are two dinosaurs one named Kentrosaurus with a K and one named Centrosaurus with a C.
Okay.
But they both mean spiked lizard, and they both come from the same.
I mean, you think people could get a little more creative.
I know. Well, if you look at Kentrosaurus and Centrosaurus, well, maybe not Centrosaurus, but Kentrosaurus, it's like a Stegosaurus. It's a stegosaur relative, but rather than backplates, it has just spikes.
Like, why are all the dinosaurs ending in saurus? What does saurus mean?
That's tradition. That's mainly
just. Does it mean a thing?
It means lizard. Because the first dinosaur was called Megalosaurus, and then the second one was called Hyleosaurus. Oh, third was called.
No, I mean I do appreciate it. It just I appreciate it because it shows like I don't know if this is the right scientific term, the class or whatever of the type of thing you're talking about.
Right.
But from a creative writing standpoint, it
leaves
much to be desired.
Modern dinosaurs are very rarely. I mean, there's some of them in Saurus, but most of them they do that's tradition. But a lot of times, not only we're getting naming them different things, but also tend to name them off of not Greek anymore, but off of the language that they found, the country
like
they're
we
found
did the
in.
Welsh one, which I
Yeah,
think I remember the name.
Pendraig.
Yeah,
and there's
that
one,
was awesome.
and there's a dinosaur found in North America recently. That's a big long neck, and it's called Suwasia. It's a part of the Crow tribe. It's that
interesting
name for that.
But like indigenous people.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah, like we're getting more into that, and then also a lot of Chinese dinosaurs tend to have Chinese names.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
so
sense.
we're getting more into like naming them, not just
Okay.
Greek. Also, sometimes we combine the Greek and other language. Like there's a
Why
dinosaur,
not?
there's a
Yeah.
dinosaur called Shawanosaurus, which is both Chinese and Greek. So
Interesting. I wonder how that's spelled.
you'll not try to guess the
I
first
will
letter.
never, because it's Chinese. I'm gonna say X.
You are correct.
Oh baby! Oh baby!
Xaunasaurus.
Yep. I do love dim sum. So
Yeah. So
thank you, dim sum.
so okay. So Mononykus, they change it to a K rather than a CH because you can do that. But yeah, you were asking like what would it use these things for, and we're thinking use it to poke termite net mounds and other sorts.
Just like specifically or just like food sources.
Just social
like,
things
for
like
insects.
Kind of like what an
hiding.
anteater does, you know?
Yeah, just like there's a hole. Let me this thing looks like it has yummy grub in. Let me just poke around.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it used its little claw to do that.
So do we know if it? Because sometimes I don't know how they would figure this out, paleontologists. If they travel in like packs versus solo.
The only way we could really find that out is if we find
fossils together.
But even then, that could just be them either dying together,
Yeah.
or it could be like a bunch of them died like scavenging a single carcass, but then would separate later or something. One way you can sort of tell is if you find adults and the babies together, but then not only that, with the same food in their stomachs, because sometimes you can find that preserved. Because
really?
one of the reasons we think that the raptors don't live in packs anymore is because we found baby ones and they have different food in their mouths and their stomachs.
I'm sorry, this is startling and shocking news, and I know this is not the dinosaur we're covering this episode, but I have my whole life thought that
raptors live in packs.
I mean,
they still might have
the whole thing.
Right. Well, pack hunting is actually almost purely a mammal thing. Like,
no, you're crushing my dreams.
Like it could have happened.
No, but haven't you seen them work together in the Jurassic Park?
No, they do, but like it's not like impossible. But now we know more about modern Velociraptor. It's more like a roadrunner.
And then even the new Chris Pratt one, they're all like together. And,
yeah.
Heartbreaking.
I know. Look, it's just knowledge, just learning more.
Stupid science ruining everything.
But then, there's some dinosaurs that you might not think live in packs that end up do. There's some people that think T-Rex lived in packs.
I mean, everybody gets lonely from time to time.
It's for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And especially if you're Mononykus, it's 1. And 1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
1 would be the loneliest number. Can you imagine being that big, that scary, and completely alone, and a 2-fingered freak?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I mean a dinosaur.
Two-fingered dinosaur freak.
2-fingered dinosaur freak. It's completely natural if you're born with 2 fingers as a human. It's fine.
Ooh, you'll like this. And by like this, I mean you won't like this.
Lovely.
Because it's not only about 2-fingered dinosaurs, but it's also about feet. So, so someone asked me once, because they're a huge dork, when reading my Megazoic books, they're like, how come they have a number system that involves 10? Because we only have that because of our fingers. Yeah. Well, 1, I did it so it could be palatable to a modern human audience. But 2, if you really want to know, I came up with a theory that in this culture they have, the T-Rexes came up with the number system and they use both their fingers and their toes.
So but they would have 8 or 6,
they would have
2
fingers, 3 toes. Oh, they technically have a 4th toe. But it's just
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, no, but that one they don't count that one. That's the only.
It's technically people are like thumbs aren't fingers sometimes.
Yeah,
people say that.
So when the T-Rexes in my Megazoic books were coming up with the dinosaur number system,
okay,
they were like, let's see, 2 fingers, 3 toes. So it all adds up to 10.
There you go.
So
questions people ask,
because it's not.
I also
my books aren't that deep,
just
guys.
want to point out, I really like the name of this one.
Mononykus?
Mononykus.
Yeah.
Because I think it does sound like a Greek god or something.
It does. I mean,
yeah.
It makes sense. I mean, it's like, what's Greek god begins with M? Mercury's the Roman version of Hermes, but I'm trying to think.
And I have to tell you, I was watching something with some friends recently.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, yeah, whatever. The dinosaurs died out 65 million years ago. And I was like, actually 66.
Actually, 66.
And they're like, how do you know that, nerd? And I was like, I have my sources.
You have connections. Good job. I'm very proud of you.
I was proud of me too.
Oh, she should be. It's a big deal.
I know. They're off by a whole million years, dorks.
Again, the only reason why I said in my final Megazoic book that took place 65 million years ago is because that's such a common way people know it, that if I said if it was 66 million years ago, and since the whole threat is like, oh no, this is the end, I was afraid readers might think, oh, they're safe. They have a million years left.
They have a million years.
Like, so I did 65.
Yeah.
Even
but
though
the real ones of us know.
It's the whole reality is unrealistic trope.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm going to rate it higher because of the name.
Mononykus.
And because I feel bad that it only had one little toe.
I mean,
claw.
One little claw. If it had one toe, that sounds even worse. How could it balance itself, man?
I was born with just the one toe. Not on both, just one.
Wait. Oh, so there's like one foot has no toes.
Literally. No,
and the other foot has one.
It's 1 foot, man. 1 foot with
that
one
poor
toe.
person.
It's a dinosaur.
Oh, that poor dinosaur.
I know. Good thing it doesn't exist. All right.
Yeah.
All right. This one.
It's like that was a.
That's me making it.
Here's a story of the one-legged dog. It's just a dog who can't walk, and it's like, oh, but like that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
I've heard that before.
That's me making fun of things that aren't real, making you care about them.
Okay,
they're not real.
So what are you gonna rate it out of 65 million or
65
66? I should say, even though the score is actually 65.
Boy. I'm gonna say I forgot what my general. I wish I knew my averages at this point.
Also, it really. No, I don't think anyone's keeping track. I'm not keeping track.
I care.
Okay,
right.
well.
So I'm gonna say, because if it's weird little toe, I'm gonna give it a minus, but then I'll give it a plus because the name's pretty badass.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with. Let's say a solid 30.
30 million. How about 31 million? Because it's Mononykus.
Nope, gotta be even.
Oh, okay, well, I don't like being even anymore. I'm gonna go.
The OCD doesn't like the one.
Okay, I'm going to give it 30 million and one.
Gross.
Price is Right rules.
I was just gonna say, you Price is Right.
All right. Well, that's it for this week. If you want to get hold of the show, you can contact me at mattd@matthewdoncareer.com. Or I now have an official Paleobites email. It's at paleobitespodcast@gmail.com.
Oh.
And official Twitter at paleobitespod at Twitter. At paleobitespod on Twitter. And Instagram at paleobitespodcast.
And I'm Lexi Tate 44 on
Yep.
Instagram.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's where
Should you want to follow moi?
Yeah, you post some pretty good stuff there. I have a book series on Amazon.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Megazoic available for print and Kindle. And I also have compiled a list to see all the creatures that I've put, because I'm always like, did I include this creature or not? I'm fairly certain I didn't, because now I've put together at the end here all the dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals I did use in each book.
Solid.
And Mononykus is not on here, so I did not use it in the books. So I don't think I used any alvarezsaurids.
Sure. I know what that means.
Well, that's the family it's in.
That's the family it's in. One more fact.
They all have one finger, by the way.
Yeah. Bunch of
There's one called Shuvia or Shavuia that's like
Shavuia?
It's a Mongolian word for bird.
That sounds like hui, like a Yiddish.
Yeah.
Shavuia.
It sounds like what was it like that Al Pacino says, "Hooyah." Hooyah, dinosaurs. Shavuia. Oh man, does he still get work? He's like 90 years old.
He just had a kid.
Oh, what?
I'm not kidding.
What?
Just
surely
had a baby.
Surely his sperm.
He's like 83. So did Robert De Niro.
His thing still works.
Him and Robert De Niro.
His juice still is palatable.
Just had babies. I know.
That doesn't seem fair, because women can.
It also just doesn't seem fair because that kid is not going to. I mean,
the kid's not going to know his father. Yeah.
Who knows?
He's going to be 100 when he goes to college.
You know. But you're also the legendary Al Pacino's grandson. I want to say grandson.
His grandson just because of age. Yeah. It's not. Why is it that men's role in pregnancy is so little, and yet they do, and I don't get it.
I know. Life finds a way. Get it?
Yes, I get it. Good job. That's it for this week. As I say at the end of every episode of Paleo Bites, I feel like this is just poking.
Poking? I'm just thinking about chili.
That's pretty good. And this would eat termite chili.
Termite chili.
Yeah. I feel like termites would taste gross because they eat so much
wood.
A lot
of wood. Good fiber.
Yeah, that's true. Bad farts though. Oh. Yeah. I want to do my great Salacious Crumb impression. Okay, here we go. He's the little monkey lizard rat thing in Jabba's palace.
Oh, the laughing thing.
Yeah, here we go.
That's kind of creepy.
Anyways, bye, listeners.
Crikey.